Thing number two this morning, we are looking internationally, but not at Russia's invasion of Ukraine for a change, but rather what is continuing to unfold in China, where the shutdowns there have been intensifying as China tries to contain the spread of COVID-19 there. Shanghai is going to lock down. Now, this is a city of 25 million people. It's going to lock down in two phases. The east section of the city is locked down as of today for the next 4 days. That means everything that you see here in this video is not necessarily going to be happening. Mass transit is closed down and people are not out on the streets, but they are going to be doing mass testing, which is a little bit of what you are seeing there. The west side then will be locked down for 4 days. As part of this, the Tesla factory there is extending its lockdown. All of this as we are seeing cases there on the rise to some extent. 6,000 cases nationwide reported in China yesterday. As a result of all of this, we are watching things like the oil market, for example, because China is such a big consumer of oil. When we've had these shutdowns before, we have been seeing oil prices under pressure, and that is happening once again today. Now, oil is still solidly above $100 a barrel, to be clear, but we are still watching the dynamics in that market. We should also mention, as part of the dynamics in the oil market, that we just got the weekly numbers on Russia's average daily exports of oil, and last week, they were down about 26% compared with the week before, for obvious reasons here because of sanctions and the various things imposed upon China after its invasion of Ukraine. That has been ongoing. And then if one of the only countries that is still buying from Russia, although Europe is buying from Russia as well, but if China, which is a big consumer of oil, is not buying as much because of these shutdowns, that obviously is an issue too, Saz.
Also an issue, too, is just the state of global supply chains, Julie. And I think this issue puts that spotlight right back on the focus of those supply chain. Goldman out with an interesting note here this morning, looking at the state of supply chains, really noting that reshoring or bringing production back from overseas to the U.S., that's not exactly happening. Goldman is also talking about supply chain diversification among companies. That is, in fact, starting to happen. Look, we've heard from Nike at the height of the pandemic, moving some production out of Vietnam to other areas because of those COVID-related lockdowns, but still not happening at a quick pace. But what Goldman is saying is happening, Julie, is because of supply chain challenges, companies are holding more inventory on your balance sheets. That is definitely something to be looking forward as companies start to report earnings in a few weeks.
Yeah, 100%. We should be looking for that type of commentary. I suspect we're going to get quite a lot of it. I'm also really curious if they are still having inventory issues, if they are still having supply chain issues, what is going to be that price elasticity? After having raised prices so much, how much are they still going to be able to raise them? So a lot to look forward to as it gets busy again with earnings reports.